welcome, welcome. This is Dr. Bart Rademacher, prescription for your transformation. Hashtag real people, hashtag real conversations. And this is a late night for me here on the East Coast of the United States in Florida. It's just a little bit past midnight. But I really wanted to make sure that I didn't lose any momentum in getting my interviews on a daily basis during the week. And unfortunately, one of my interviewees today was very sick, maybe hungover from a very busy weekend, I guess. But that's okay. Life happens. And this is the whole point of this platform, where it's just natural, it's authentic, it's genuine, it's fun. You know what? It's real people and it's real conversation. And today I'm really delighted to be introducing a phenomenal human being, someone that you really want to hear, because his voice in the form of singing is what's going to change your life. And I want to introduce Edwin Coppard, from CEO and founder of Real People Music. So you jumped in today, Edwin. Thank you so much. We've had an interview before, absolutely smashing, exciting. And what you have to share with people, I think, is so important, because this is one part of their lives that many people just completely ignore, or maybe just too frightened to think about.
Good point.
So,
yeah. Carry on. You're doing well.
Carry on. I'm waiting in awe for you, because I know what's about to come, and I want people to hear, because you were just sharing with me earlier that singing is so important. And why is that?
Well, I tried so many angles on ways of trying to get people to come and find their voice, have an authentic speaking voice, communicate with more power, all of this kind of stuff. And I just got kind of fed up with it all a few weeks ago. I just went, it's sure I can help people improve their voice. But to me, what it's about is singing together as people. And that's something that we've lost. When I did Tony Robbins from 1989 through to 2001, 9/11 essentially was the last one. And he had me open his room of 2,000 to 3,000, sometimes even more people every morning for about 20 minutes, maybe half an hour more. And I get everybody jamming and singing, because I have 40 nationalities in the country. So there weren't many songs that everybody knew. And so I just jam. I just start making these sounds. And, the first day or two, it was kind of pretty wild, kind of out of tune, pretty raw. But then by the end of the week, you literally had this symphony in the room. It was like a bath of sound. And there's nothing else like that. There's nothing else that will get you out of your frickin' head. And I realized that people are still living in their frickin' minds. Totally, it's all mental stuff. It's horrible, actually. It's not a place to live, always in the mind, always having to think, always having to get the right answer. And now, on top of that, we have to be bloody politically correct, which is horrible. It's just disgusting. You can't say anything. You can't even, with a slight sense of humor, say what you feel. It's sad. But anyway, let's not go into that. So I realized, no, my message is sing. Come together and sing, because I truly believe this, and this is, right or wrong, I don't care. I think until we come together and sing together, we're in trouble. We're in trouble on this planet, because it's the only thing I know that will bring people together. Regardless of their nationality, regardless of their beliefs, regardless of their religion, regardless of who knows what and who cares what. Because underneath, we sing. We make sound. And when we come together, we make harmonies and overtones. And those sounds, it's like a bath of energy that we could all plug into every day. And it would change the vibration on the planet. So I realized I'm going the wrong angle. I've got to change my publicity. My message has got to be, come on, get out of your box, get out of your little life, and come together and sing. It's not about what we sing or who we sing to. It's sound. It's all about the sound that we create when we're singing together, and the harmonies and the overtones and the clashes and all of that. It's incredible energy, which is basically like taking a bath of energy. It's like a bath you immerse yourself into all around you of sound. And so people don't realize that they can do this. Everybody can do this. I mean, I didn't sort of say to the group, okay, sorry, non-singers go over there, singers go over there. I didn't do that. I didn't care. They're all in the room, so they all like make some sound. Make some freaking sound. And you know what? By the end of the week, as I said, I had a symphony in the room. You're hearing overtones and, you're seeing energy just shift through the room. 3,000 people. Now, I remember it was about the 6th year I did it. And it was the 10th year. Sorry, it was the 10th year. And nobody had said anything because, 10 years is kind of like a special anniversary,
Right.
And I took Tony at the end, the last morning, and I said to the people, I said, here is a man who teaches you wonderful things, new ideas that can really help you in your life. So I addressed his magician. And I said, now here is a man who loves people, who loves life, and loves people, clearly. That's his lover. And I said, now here is a man who has a vision and a direction and a place and an idea of a better world for everyone. This man has vision. I addressed his sovereignty. And I said, last of all, here's a man who takes action. It's his sovereign. That's his warrior. And then I said, Tony, I want to just say this is the 10th year of this incredible event. And I want you to come up on stage where I'm standing and feel what it's like to have 3,000 people, opening their energy with their voice at you. So I stood him in the middle of the stage, and I purposely went to one side, kind of, put him in the middle as the king. And then I got everybody to open up the sound, at him. And he sat there with tears rolling down his face. It was really quite beautiful. And he invited me to Fiji after that, but it wasn't the reason that I did that. But, I recognized him, and I respected and I honored him. And I'm telling the story because he was so blown away because, he's in the audience, so he knows, he got the feeling, but he's never been on stage, and I'm on stage every day. And I don't finish. I keep going until I feel everybody has connected. It's just a feeling. You just get this big wow. Oh, God. And people try to do this. They try to do this at football games. They try to do this whenever they can at big concerts. Like you go to a Coldplay concert, and when they do the song Fix You, you can't even hear Coldplay. And people are longing for this sound. They're longing for the sounds of their own voices because it's such a pure and beautiful energy, and it can transform us, truly get us out of our heads. You're not even thinking words. You're just making sound. How primal is that? So my message is watch out for Real People Music, the website, because I'm just reinventing the whole thing right now. And I want to come out and find ways to bring people together in groups to sing and get their energy and get their body and get their life aligned in the purpose that they really came here, what they came really here to do. Because I think that's the most important thing, who they came to be with. And what spiritual, if you like, definition of that, whatever that is. I don't want to go there. Too many different opinions and God knows what, and confusion. But that's probably politically incorrect, but too bad. But it is, the Bible is the most misinterpreted thing I've ever seen in my life. It's millions of interpretations. Which one's right? Who the hell knows, if any of them. And so it's like very, very interesting, spiritual. But sound is sound. It's sound. It's not God. It's not Jesus. It's not Buddha. It's sound. I don't care what you believe. It will work. I don't care what your beliefs are. That's irrelevant. You know, you can not believe that it works. I don't care. Do it anyway. Because it does. So it doesn't matter what you believe, which is really getting rid of your head, getting rid of all your beliefs and your ideas of what you think is life. And I've met very, very few people who have any clue of what life really is. Very few people. It's a rarity. We've all got these ideas. Nothing wrong with them. I'm not saying good, bad, or ugly. I'm just saying we've all got tons of ideas. But what is life? You know, what is our purpose on the planet? I believe you have to have a purpose. What's the point of being here otherwise? Is it just to drink beer? I don't know. Actually, not a bad idea, but you know.
Cheers.
Anyway, this is round one. Ask me another question.
You know, so many thoughts are going through my head, just imagining all the things that you could be doing and bringing people together, because you're so right. I mean, we all desire this connection with other people. You know, something we desire so much, and we work so hard just to stay disconnected, and we use technology even to remove ourselves even further away from people, when the thing that we long for more than anything else is having that connection. And just like you said, I mean, I guess that's maybe why the Beatles were so great. You know, come together. They have a song like that, I think, don't they? And
you know, there's a fact about the Beatles when they were in Germany. They played 7 nights a week, 7 hours a night for 3 or 4 years. They were so unbelievable. And then they all slept in one room pretty well. So they were so tight.
Right.
They were unbelievably tight. And when they become famous and they came to America and they came into a big hotel, they'd meet in the bathroom.
That's true.
True story. Because they were comfortable in very, very close proximity with each other. Very interesting.
But weren't they rejected at first? Like they were no good?
Yeah, that too. Yeah. I mean, I don't think when you listen to their old demos, they were pretty raw. But fortunately, Brian Epstein heard a spark of magic in there, and he went with it.
Nice.
Anyway, sorry, I interrupted.
No.
Yes, the Beatles, I love.
This is the purpose of this platform: really to get new ideas, new information, old information that people have forgotten, and now becomes new for others who've never heard it before. You know, it's really that magic of this collective wisdom that I'm wanting to bring together from all sorts of places. You know, not just from the really famous and successful people, but everyone else, the rest of the world. And I'm looking to have this platform where we can talk, have conversations, authentic conversations. And that's why I love so much about what you're talking about is the authenticity of just finding your own voice, you know, releasing things that are just holding you back and just getting, at least at first, just connecting with yourself. I mean, you're so right. I mean, we have so many layers and masks and all the shoulds and should nots. And how beautiful is it that you can find a medium and just let loose. And you know, I'm not going to say that I can't sing, but I certainly know that I can hum, and it feels great. And so what? Everybody can hum, for starters. Anybody who thinks that they can't, because I know what you're going to tell me, because you've told me this before. You've told me, yes, I can sing, and yes.
Well, the thing is that most people don't understand that singing is a very natural language. Mm-hmm. It's more natural than speaking. I think I've been to Fiji and I've been to Africa, and everybody in the tribe sings. And guess what? There are no singing teachers. Nobody telling you how to sing.
Right.
Fascinating. But because they're in a singing environment where everybody sings, that's what you do.
Right.
You were raised in an environment where everybody sings. You probably sing before you speak. Why? It's easier.
Yeah.
It's more natural. It's more flowing. See, you're born, and all you can do is lie flat on your back, make sound, and wiggle. That's it. That's it. That's your primary sound. retarded. Most people, if they started doing that in a room, people would say, give him a pill. But no, keep doing it because it will turn into music.
Right. And
You will
that's what,
find rhythm.
and that's actually what babies do. I mean, they make all these
Yeah.
noises, and then they sort of get into some sort of rhythm, and
Yeah.
that's their song. So they naturally, you're right, they naturally sing at a very young age.
And that goes with the evolution of crawling and walking and moving and falling over and all the motion. And again, nobody dances anymore either. Not really. There's places where we come together and we dance, but as a tribe, no, we don't have a tribal dance. Fiji, they have a tribal dance. They have one in each of the archetypes. They have warrior dance, big time. They have magician, kind of shamanist. They have lover, that's their folk music. And they have sovereign, which is kind of the story of who they are, where they came from, where they're going. And they have all the four representations of the four cornerstones of life in that way.
Let's talk about the archetypes a little bit, because I'm not so sure people really understand that. I think there's a lot of misunderstandings about archetypes, that it kind of sort of fabricated, that it's not real. But the truth is, it's another way to connect with how we fundamentally, identify with ourselves, and we're just not aware of that. So how do you define archetypes for someone who's never heard it?
Okay, so I was introduced in the 90s to a seminar that one of my clients told me to go to. I had no idea it was about archetypes. I didn't even know what the word meant. I didn't even know it was a word. So I was completely green, as it were.
Was that with Virginia Satir?
No, actually, it was an offshoot of the book King, Warrior, Lover, Magician, which was written by Robert Moore and Douglas Gillette. There were two theologies of spiritual. I can't think of the word. They were doctors of theology in the university, they were very into the men's movement with Robert Bly and stuff. And they felt they cracked the human psyche. I didn't know what the psyche was either. I'm still not sure what it is. All these wonderful words. But they felt they cracked the human psyche. They know that Freud had the four archetypes. They know that Jung had the four archetypes. But no one had seen that they were all four, like four sides of a pyramid. And when they were working in balance together, you had a much more holistic human being.
Right.
Fascinating. So I took the course, and I thought, wow. I came home, and I had I had about 40 students a week at that time taking voice in Vancouver with me. So I tried things out with people. This one guy, I said, okay, let's work on your warrior. I just experimented. I said, so out of 10, how much warrior energy do you have? He kind of looked at me, and I said, the part of you that would, create a boundary, the part of you that will get the job done, the part of you that would, move forward on something. And he said, well, I'm about 3 out of 10. And he was a bit overweight. Looks like he'd be sitting way too much. So I said, well, wake it up. And he looked at me, he said, what the hell do you mean? I said, jump up and down and make some noise. So he started making a whole bunch of noise, jumping up and down, going crazy. And he got it up to number 8. And I noticed a big change in his voice. He had much more voice, like warrior voice, much more certainty in his voice. And, and anyway, the thing that really amazed me, he came in a week later and he walks in the door and he said, Edwin, unbelievable, he says, I have never got so much done in a week as I have last week. And I went, holy cow. We woke up this energy of his warrior, and he's getting stuff done.
Right.
And so how many people would that apply to? How many, entrepreneurs and businessmen have great ideas but never get it done because they got no follow through. They got no, product placement, as it were. They can't get it finished. They don't do it. So that's a very vague introduction. So anyway, what they talked about was 4 essential archetypes. Not that there are only 4. There are thousands of archetypes, but they all are one of the 4. That's the beauty of this. It's simple. So there are many kinds of warriors, many kinds of magician. There's Gandalf and Lord of the Rings. And then there's that dark guy, the dark magician. And there's warriors, there's good ones, and there's some really ugly buggers. And there's sovereigns, there's good kings, and there's really nasty people. So we're surrounded by these four archetypes all the time. The lovers in Lord of the Rings, big time. Classic archetype movie, Lord of the Rings. So basically, we have created a revolution. I'm going to say it. I'm not sure, because there's so many coaches out there, and I respect them. But same old mental stuff, nearly all in the mind, and that's where it'll stay. When you work with the archetypes, this is not working with the mind.
Right.
You're working with the psyche, and you're working with these parts of you, these internal representations of yourself.
Your identity.
And we have created over the last 25 years a revolutionary system to basically solve and move your life forward. There's the traditional stuff, that everybody does, your purpose in life, your health in life, your relationships in life. This is standard fare. Fair enough. But the archetypes, you're going to dig up stuff you never knew you needed. You're going to dig shit up that oh my God, I didn't know I needed that. And you're going to see things about yourself in relationship to, say, money, or relationship to business, or relationship to relationships that you had no idea was going on. So let me give you an example of how we work with it. We have, first of all, taught you how to find your own archetypes. You do the work. Hell, I'm not going to spill it out for you and tell you what to do. I'm way too lazy for that. You kidding? You can. And the thing is, I'm too lazy for that, because when you do it, you get it. But if I do it for you, you just get complacent.
Yeah, it's just information stays in your head. You're right.
Pretty well. So this one guy, he came in. I did a session with him. It was with the group of people in the room, and I can't remember all the archetypes, but I remember he had a very big magician, and they are located. Not only will you find your archetype, but you will find its location. This is so key, because this is where they're stuck in their patterns internally. Let me explain. So his magician was in his head. He could see it. I can't see them. My wife sees them. Or she can see anybody's. She can look at you and talk to you, and she can see your archetypes, which is quite interesting.
Right.
We discovered so much because of that. So anyway, he had the big magician in his head who did well for him, very, very smart, could get him very well employed at top-notch jobs that pay well. But also he quit a lot of jobs because magicians like variety. They like variety. I bet you even yours, when you're doing surgery, thinks, well, what if I did this?
All the time.
But they love variety. They like to experiment. They like to play. So, but he was running the guy's life. I didn't see it at that moment, but he was a big magician, very smart, and clearly he was doing everything. And that's quite common. Okay. So anyway, I can't remember the lover and I can't remember the warrior right now. But the sovereign was very interesting. I said, "Where's your sovereign?" And he said, "I have a young boy on a swing, 5 years old." Holy. Well, I'm not a psychic. I said, "What happened when you were 5? Obvious question. He said, "My father died." Holy cow. He's in his 40s. And he's had he's had a 5-year-old sovereign all his life. What the hell is that? No wonder why the magician has had to do everything.
Right.
Now, the thing we've learned to do is, rather than just talk it out and figure it out, relocate. Both the sovereign and the magician are in the wrong places. The magician is far too much in the head, like in the control tower, doing everything, right? So we moved the magician down to the hips. By the way, he had back pain for 15 years.
Mm.
Couldn't cross his legs, even though he went to the gym, and all like that. But he couldn't cross his legs. And a couple of other things I can't remember, but those were his complaints. So anyway, we moved the magician down. I think that was to get him out of the head, and also because the magician is a good healer. He'll heal your body. You put him in the right place to do it. So maybe, anyway, and then we brought the sovereign up to where the magician had been, into the head. And it's very powerful. The guy was in tears. He was a jock. He works out in the gym. He doesn't cry. And he was in tears as he brought up his sovereign. He was so lost for a while because he had a 5-year-old boy.
Yep.
And he brought him up to the head. I said, "How are you doing? How's the king?" And he said, "He's sitting on his throne. But he's so small, his crown is around his waist." So we all laughed because we needed some comic relief. It was so intense. But anyway, he brought him up. He was better. The next day he walks in. I didn't even recognize him. He looked taller. He looked dignified. He was wearing better clothes. I said, "What the heck happened to you?" He said, "Last night my king grew up.
Mm.
He's no longer 5 years old. He's like he's 40-ish. He said, not only that, my back pain has completely disappeared and I can cross my legs. What is going on?"
Wow.
This is, as I said, revolutionary and not woo-woo in any way, not trying to put energy on people in any peculiar way. It's just shifting energy into the right places so that it can grow and come back into balance. And as a result, he started his own business, perfect, to do what he loves to do and to do something that was more in line with his purpose on the planet. That's one session. That's pretty.
That's amazing what one session like that can do when you help somebody find their true identity, because that's really what you're doing.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's your sovereign is who you are. The others are serving the sovereign. The warrior does the action you need to move your life forward. The magician teaches people about who you are so that you get my gift. And the lover connects you with the right people, love and connection. And it's very good in business, lover. Don't get it confused with sex. Business has cut it out. Can't have you weak if you're in the lover. No, you're not. You're weak if you're not in the lover.
Right.
Because you can't feel what you're doing to people. So all you think about is money.
Right.
So you're completely weak as a human being because you can be damaging the earth, poisoning the children, just because you're making a buck. What the fuck is that? Excuse my French. What the fuck is that? Just to make $1 and you're not serving higher consciousness and you're not serving the right thing.
But the problem is a lot of people are just not even aware of that. They're doing things that they believe they should be doing because someone else told them to be a certain way, or told them, that it wasn't good to be a sovereign. It wasn't good to be a magician or a lover. I mean, we have so many of these programs that we've learned, from our young age, for whatever reason, not for any bad intention, for sure, in most cases. But, it's just the lack of understanding. And this is why your work is so important, for people to find out. And now, how would people find you if they wanted you to coach them?
realpeoplemusic.com. And there's my phone number. There's going to be new web pages up. We're going to redo the whole thing. But it's along the lines of what I'm talking about now. Just really coming out of the box, not holding back about what this is. It's too good not to say that it's revolutionary. It really is. It takes coaching to another level because, it just does. My sister-in-law, funnily enough, she's always had this thing where she can't remember anything. And never, finally, my wife, just did a session with her. And she's in her 40s too. And went back to the age of 7. What happened then was she was dyslexic. But in the school system in those days, nobody knew what the hell that was.
Right.
So they try to force you to learn, you know, in the tried but true fashion that everybody else was doing. And then you go home, they tell your parents to do the same thing. So her life was hell. Hell. So she chose, her sovereigns left the body. This is intense. Her sovereigns left the body. I'm out of here. They went out in space somewhere. And they chose to forget. That was her way out. I don't remember anything. I can't do math. I don't remember anything from my. She does because she remembers shit she wants to. This stuff she just won't remember. Very annoying human being. But hell, we figured it out. We figured the sovereigns were doing this. And it was a complete shock to her that at the age of 45, she'd never had any sovereigns in her life. That's scary. That's so sad. And there are so many people who have no clue of their sovereignty. And it's not the way. We have to come into our sovereignty. Otherwise, we pick stupid people to represent us as sovereigns. Sorry, I won't go there either.
Let's not go there. So how do people know this? I mean, let me propose the question this way. I mean, this information, this opportunity is so amazing. Now, how are people going to find out about this?
Realpeoplemusic.com. But what I'm planning on
that, but just in general, I mean, you know, what
I'm planning on doing is a couple of things. I'm planning right now, and I'm planning for the next 2 weeks until the 15th. I'm just going to plan. And look, there's way too many things I could be doing. So I've got to pick a couple. And I'm definitely going to need to train teachers. I'm trying to decide exactly what that will look like. And then I've got to get out there. I've got to get large people because I've done 3,000 or 4,000 people. There's no reason why I can't do 10,000. Right. I know how to do it. That's why. Not every teacher will want to play on that level, but I could do that. So I got to find a way in front of audiences. I've got to find, like Tony supported me amazingly, and that doesn't seem to be there anymore for whatever reason, whatever. But there are opportunities. I could maybe meet a musician who just loves what I do and says, open up my audience for me before I play. What a thing to do. Yeah, that would be great. Get them in the groove. Get them off the drugs. I remember Donovan in the 60s. I love this story. I was a hippie smoking dope. Not really a hippie, but I was whatever. But I didn't smoke dope when I went to his concert for some reason. I don't know why. And I remember him on an acoustic guitar in front of 14,000 people, and he said, "Put away the drugs. You won't need them with me." Holy. What musician says that today? Come on, guys. You've lost the plot. You can transform people, and Donovan knew how, with the sound of his voice, to make people high. And he did. I came out with a huge grin on my face. He stoned you. Happiness. Like a vibration that he created with his voice.
That's one of my favorite ones. Mm-hmm.
And he stoned you. You didn't, you were stoned. And you weren't on drugs, because that's what a sound bath will do. It will stone you for the day in the natural way. There's no side effects. There's no bullshit. And when I did the morning workout, like I did at Tony's, and I did it, people will come and say, it lasted all day, Edwin. The energy lasted all day. Just 1 hour workout. So that's one other thing. I want to get the workout going. So people get in the habit of starting their day making sound, a choral, and then I want to get choirs going. I'm writing it all out right now. So sorry, all I can say is Real People Music. Check in, get on my mailing list, or phone me, have a chat. I've got some 4-day courses I'm planning on making music with people, which is awesome. All kinds of good stuff coming up. Thank you for letting me talk, Bart.
No, it's terrific. I met you many many years ago, and really enjoyed um, what you had to say. And here's Donovan, by the way. Hold on a second. What just happened? Oh wait, we had to skip this video or this ad here. But here's the sound of Donovan. Hear it? Isn't this amazing music?
Oh, listen to the vibrato in his voice. That's what does it.
It's right. So
He was so ahead of his time, really.
Yeah.
And so many, unfortunately, him and Cat Stevens, some of the really incredibly pure musicians of that time, the industry just went the wrong way.
Yeah. Totally
went the wrong way. And concerts are big, like everybody gets stoned now. It's like degraded.
Which is a question that I want to ask you before we wrap it up here. Obviously, music, sound, drumming, those kinds of things, tribal dance brings people together. But also, underlying theme is going to be key as well. And one of the things that I find sometimes is that just the message in so many songs these days are just the wrong messages for people. I mean,
horrible.
They're effective, they're horrible, they're destructive. And so, we can unite people, but we also have to be mindful what the context and content is of the music and the lyrics.
Well, it's interesting, Bart, because I was in Japan and I was listening to the radio, and the music was so fucking awful. It was just it was just disgusting. I went, I gotta start a record company in Japan. This has got to stop. I could understand where they're coming from, because Japan is, people think they're suppressed in the wrong way, because the Japanese can be absolutely crazy off the wall.
Right.
But the fact is they are suppressed, but it's generations of suppression passed down. And the kids are just going, that's the music they're doing. And all the kids get it. They all, they all get it. And you can't even listen. It's the worst stuff I've ever heard in my life. And I went, I got to start a record company there because I can. Because I've got a course. One of the things we learn to do, apart from get people's voices out, we teach people to write their own songs. And we're going to start a record label called Real People Music, which is going to be songs that people wrote.
Awesome.
And they're fantastic songs. And I will send you some personally. I'm just mixing some up right now it's just a 4-day course. You go through the archetypes. It's very intense. I only take 8 to 12 people. And the last day you're recording in a studio, even though you think you can. It's absolutely wild. And yet people say, why would I record? Why would I want to record? Well, funnily enough, when you record a song, it's incredible exercise in focus. Because you got to hold that state. Okay, firewalking, that's easy. You only have to hold the state for 10 seconds.
Right.
Just say the mantra, shit, hot, 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 hot. As you stomp across.
For people wondering what Edwin's talking about, this is, walking over a hot coal.
Sorry. And, I've done it a lot, and I like it. It's a good buzz.
Yeah, I like it too.
When you record a song, you have to hold that state for 4 minutes. Right. Holy cow, you have to stay in the zone, in a very, very deep, powerful zone for 4 minutes.
Actually, more than likely, you would have had to do that many times over just to get it absolutely right.
Absolutely. And all the techniques that we've come up with that are amazing ways of doing it. I remember this one, we do all kinds of stuff. Add the archetypes, feel the body, get the right emotional connection. And I remember one guy, he was a lawyer actually, and I said, you put your attention on an animal. And I was muscle testing. I still do. And I couldn't find an animal. And he thought muscle testing was totally rubbish.
Right.
He thought it was the devil. And I'm muscle testing away, nothing's coming up. And he's going, yeah, I told you it doesn't work. And then somebody went, how about a mythical animal? And then somebody else went, how about a unicorn? And he went white because I got a strong muscle test.
Wow.
He went white. And he said, how did you know? He said, I wrote this song about my old girlfriend, and I used to call her my little unicorn.
Wow.
I went, gotcha. But the thing was, when he put his attention on the unicorn, he went into the zone. He got the perfect take. That would have been the studio take. It was just priceless. So rich. You got to come and have this experience, dude.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's going to happen sooner than you realize.
Yeah, this is my year.
And here's the thing, anybody listening, I'm just inviting you to reach out to Edwin, and if you want to, work on your own songs, your own story. I think it's so important because we all have our stories that we just want to let out. And with guidance, with your guidance too, it's going to be a magical experience so that you can become more of your authentic self. I'm all about tapping into your authentic genius.
One guy came from Greece. And his father had died in the Greece-Cyprus War, gone missing in battle. And his mother never accepted it. And for 20 years later, placed at the table for him every day. He came to the course, and he did not expect it, wrote a song which said goodbye to his father. Holy cow, there wasn't a dry eye in the room. Right. It was so beautiful. But here's the thing, he took it home, brought his family together, including his mother, sang it to them, and ended the story. Because what songs do is they reset the whole program, and they shatter spells. Even dark songs. This one woman wrote this song, I Am the Queen of Darkness, after Cheryl told her that, because when Cheryl does sound on people, not only does she see the archetypes, she sees kind of the condition of your body. And she was a well-known Pilates instructor, one of the best in LA. And Cheryl said, you got a lot of darkness in your body. There's no light. She was shocked. Because his whole life was about bringing light. And Cheryl said, I think you need to write a dark song. So she looked at the bus schedule and the train schedule, but there wasn't one. She was very uncomfortable. Went to her room and then wrote this song called I Am the Queen of Darkness. It scared the shit out of us. It's like, God, no. And then she said, this is my mother. This is how my mother held me. In a jail. She just stopped me. She clamped me. And she said, this song has broken the spell. Wow. Holy cow. Songs are so powerful. I didn't expect to talk about songs, but it's important. It's a celebration of our life. The story of your life is told in songs. You will remember what music you were listening to when you were going out with this girl. Or when you were going to college, you remember the songs. You won't remember the other shit, but you remember the songs.
Yeah, like Donovan.
Yeah, exactly. It'll bring up the memories of that time. It's so powerful.
Well, this is amazing, Edwin, and I really want to thank you for tonight. And
thank you. Very spontaneous.
love this magic, and you bringing out the spontaneity in people is just an incredible thing. And I really look forward to many people reaching out to you, hopefully after today, but certainly in the future. I'd like to do, plan more of these with you, and perhaps even, get people engaged, with their songs and their lyrics.
Somebody on the line, and we'll do a case study.
That would be great, and we'll definitely set it up and spread the word around and finding your voice.
Yeah, get somebody who's really nicely messed up,
Well, I guess that must be me, right? No, just kidding.
Who isn't?
Isn't? Yes. I mean, that's, I'm going to wrap it up by saying, one thing that I learned last year was, I celebrate my faults and my weaknesses. And what that means to me is that I become aware of the things that I can work on. And that's such a beautiful place to be. And again, what you're doing as well with people is helping them find their own personal awareness about self, about their authenticity, about their voice, because that's actually how we communicate with the rest of the world. It's our voice. And when we have that power of our voice, when you get connected with the warrior or the magician, lover, or the sovereign, any of those moments, I mean, that's our identity. That's our relationship with the world. And when we can be more true, and your work definitely helps people find that. So I really want to thank you for tonight. We're going to do this again. We're going to bring people in as well. And any parting words that you want to share, Edwin?
No, thank you for listening, everybody. I hope that we meet in my life, and I hope that your life is good. And welcome to 2017. It's definitely going to be rock and roll.
Love it. Love it. So thank you, everyone. And yes, this is 2017. It's going to be a great year. Every year is a great year. This is going to be another great year. It's just your outlook, whatever wolf you choose to feed, as you know. And I'm Dr. Bart Rademacher, prescription for your transformation. # real people, # real conversations, talking to Edwin Coppard. Thank you so much. God bless. And we will connect soon.